We'll be leaving early this morning.
Whoa!
It bounces back. It's too hot. Good morning. It's time to bake those little sourdough loaves. So I've got my oven preheating at 500 degrees. Some people preheat for up to an hour. I just preheat for about 30 minutes. Let me just show you what all I've got. In here, I've got 2 baking stones. They're overlapped in the center because my oven's not wide enough. And then I have a dish of water that's actually simmering in the bottom. And that is going to provide enough steam for the boules to rise really, really well in the oven for this bake. I am going to pull them out of the refrigerator now and decorate them. All right. Parchment to bake on. White rice flour to decorate the top. My scoring knife, known as a lame, a bread lame, or a lame for French, which we are not. Cold little breads. Thankfully, nobody laid anything on top of these in the fridge and they didn't get squished, although the fridge was overpopulated. Coffee so I can remember how to do it. So these little guys are going to have a little crust on the top. It's going to be firm on the top. Totally fine. That is going to be your crust, so no big deal. Dump them out. Lay them out on your parchment. And Sophia, come on in. Good morning. You're just in time. Ready to help? All right, you want to dump out some? We're just going to put these diagonally so that they can get a little bit closer and still have a really good rise. I normally bake up to 8 of these at a time. So let's put that one right here. Okay, now we're going to spread this on. You want to do this? Okay. Good job. And now they're really pretty and smooth and white on the top. This is how bakers get that professional white finish on the top. Also, here they are. Also, when they open up, if this part is white, your pattern of scoring will really show well. Now we just do a very simple scoring method because I want them to completely open up and have 4 ears, and then the bread dough to push up from the bottom, which if you remember, we kept shaping and shaping and shaping yesterday to train the dough to go in that direction. So I'm just going to do an X on mine, and I have learned to use one of these to pull out the lame. If you need it, put it at 45-degree angle. Lock it in, and then make your first slash. Your first slash may not be deep enough. That's okay. You're just getting started. I find it simpler to turn these because I'm right-handed and just do the second slash directly across the top. Now on mine, I'm wanting to go deep enough, which would be, I don't know, a 1/2 inch deep. Don't quote me on that, but you want to go pretty deep. Otherwise, they'll get limited in their rise. So what we're going to do now is I am going to kind of measure, and that is not deep enough. nor is the cross piece. So I'm going to go back through each one and make sure that the top where I scored is not sticking anywhere, because everywhere it sticks is potential for it not to rise. I'm going to go a little bit deeper on each one, because I can tell by looking I did not go nearly deep enough on my first cut. Make sure that you're cutting away from yourself. These things can give you a nasty paper cut if you're not careful. And yes, that is experience talking. And I just want to make sure that the tops are not touching or getting bound. That is just not going deep enough right there. Make sure none of that is bound, because this is going to give you the tallest, most roundest loaves ever. Now for closing this, I just loosen it up. Well, before I loosen it, let me just take this and wipe off the excess dough. Loosen, and I take my cover and just tuck it back in, lock it down. Nobody gets hurt that way. All right, I'm going to turn it this way so I can use my peel and get it in the oven. Here we go. Now I'm also going to put a little bit of water in the bottom of the oven to create a little burst of steam. That gives your crust the greatest possibility of going as high as possible. Now I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes. Sometimes they need 22 minutes, sometimes 20 is enough. So we will be back to check them out in just. All right, now to clean up, put everything back where it goes. Once you get into a routine, making sourdough is actually very simple. All of these pieces are damp from having the dough in them. So I'm going to put them all back in my basket, but I'm going to spread them out so that they can all dry before I need them again this afternoon. All right.
Don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell.
So good morning. Havah and I are headed on a very special girls trip.
Oh yeah.
And Havah, do you want to tell how it got started?
Well, every 13th birthday for all of the girls in the family, Mom would take us up on a special retreat for like 3 days. And I liked it so much, I took her back the next year. And now I'm taking her back this year. And I'm kind of making a tradition to take her after my birthday once a year.
So I'm getting to benefit from Havah's birthday. Yeah, we have a great time. We go and it's not too far from where we live. So Dad will come visit sometimes. He'll come eat dinner with us.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, we're inviting all of the girls to come and spend a day with us up there. So it's going to be really exciting, really relaxing. And that's why we've been working so hard
To get everything
together
the
and
ice
done.
cream, the syrup, and all the other
All
stuff.
the bread and everything.
Bread.
Yeah, the pancake mix, all of that was leading up to this moment. So we're very excited. We're just wrapping up all of the preparations. We've got to talk about pack list and make sure we've got everything. And
we're done.
Yeah. The timer is getting ready to go off, and I'm going to pull them out of the oven. I'm going to check their internal temperature. For sourdough, you want it to be as close to 210 as you can get it without burning, which is super easy for these guys. I've also got my cooling rack out and a fresh clean towel to cover them as they're drying. And here goes my timer. My glasses fogged up from the steam that was still going in there. All right, so before I completely unload these, we're gonna check their temperature. Because it's going so slow, I can tell this one is not high enough. Because some of these are so dark, I bet they're already ready. But we're gonna keep them all together. Going back in for 3 more minutes. Hello, I'm ready.
Alright, well, we've already made pancake mix, correct?
Yes.
We already made the syrup. What does the mix still need to be made? We have frozen blueberries downstairs, orange juice downstairs. We need to make the honey wheat bread.
But you've already pulled that out.
I've already pulled it out. We need peanut butter, honey, sunflower oil. We're running low.
I've got more. It's time to take out the bread. We want it to register close to 210 on the thermometer. Okay, they're all up to temp, so we're gonna let them cool off on the cooling rack. And we're going to cover them with a towel to keep the dust and everything off while they're cooling. This goes to the compost bucket.
Like, I was curious if you.
Bye.
Bye, love you.
1.5 cups of 3 steaks.
I won't be back to take y'all.
Aw,
Good job.
I love you very much.
Wow,
See ya.
you're looking sharp.
I know, and I like the look.
Sure.
I can't do that. I can whistle, but I can't.
And now it's time for the big reveal. Let's see what we have. Hopefully they cooled off enough to touch. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. 1/2 pound boules, homemade sourdough with whole grain. And I'm so excited. We'll cut into them later on and see what they look like. But Sophia, you did a great job. What do you think?
Awesome.
Yeah?
This is to keep the flies away from this one and for this one to stay warm.
Very creative. So, you may be asking yourself, how do we take care of our ferments whenever we're gone on a trip? So, great question. The first one is the milk kefir goes with me because I drink the milk kefir every day, and I left a big buffer supply in the fridge for the family to drink. So I'm just going to keep making that, and it's going to go on vacation with me. Sourdough starter, not so. Here's how you take care of it. We're going to pour most of it off and feed it really good. I'm going to feed it to the chickens. I don't like discards because it almost feels like a waste. Some people make sourdough pancakes, waffles, and other baked goods with them. What I've discovered for me is that they just sit in the refrigerator and I don't do anything with them. So I'm going to feed this really well. What I would normally feed it, about 21 grams of flour, 21 grams of water. You could get a little water. So I'm just going to feed it really, really good and stir in everything. And some people like to keep a firm, which is a lower hydration starter. Some people like to keep a very highly hydrated starter. I usually do about 50-50. It works really good for me. And it's going to be really difficult. Prepare yourself. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. Goodbye, starter. I will see you in a week, and I will feed you again. See how difficult it was to store that? The next thing I've got to do is actually make the water kefir, and then I'm going to just store the grains. So what flavor shall we do? Ava, are you around?
Yes, ma'am.
What should we do? Should we do blueberry lemon again? Ginger peach again? Or maybe, do we have strawberries? Maybe we should do strawberry.
I don't think we have strawberries. You should do blueberry lemon.
Blueberry lemon it is. It's a winner. Everybody likes it. Let me collect all the supplies that I need. Okay, we have 1 cup of sugar, a dash of molasses, and a pinch of baking soda for the minerals. I rotate each batch, either putting a pinch of baking soda, a pinch of really good salt like sea salt or Himalayan salt, or a raisin. And I always add a little molasses. It makes for great fizz and mineral, increased minerals in your kefir. And I do 1 cup of sugar. Use a high quality sugar like this is a turbinado cane sugar. It's not my favoriteest sugar, but it's what was available to me. You can use a brown sugar or a white sugar, depending on how dark and how flavorful you want it to be. So set that aside. Now I'm going to put the fruit in, and we opted for blueberry. Oh, I'm out of lemons. It can't be blueberry lemon. It's just gonna be plain blueberry. And I'm also out of these flip top jars, so I'm going to be using some smaller canning jars as well. We just put a few blueberries in each one. Essentially, I'm just making the water kefir. And then I'm going to hibernate the grains. Let them take a nice long nap. I think I'm going to need 3 of these. Wild blueberries are so good. We had a few blueberries on our bush still. We ate them all. Here is the fun part, the bottling part. But first, coffee.
Uh-oh, I don't think this cup's big enough.
Oh, it's already fizzing. Look at that. It's
Mom,
so
look how
happy.
Look at how these noodles are filling up the pot.
Wow.
It's like almost to the top of it.
Oh my. All right. One down.
I heard somewhere that if you put a wooden spatula over the top of the thing, the water won't boil over. Like, you know what?
Was that from John James?
I think so.
Because he does that.
I hope it works. You
I
guys
guess we're about to find out, aren't we? Alright, this is so carbonated already. This is only going to have to stand for half of a day before it goes into the fridge. It's super active. This is our replacement for, sugar drinks, sweet drinks. This is a all-natural probiotic drink. And these are the grains right here. And I'm just gonna put them to bed. Now, let's do this one. Ooh. Oh, this went over. Whoa. Gonna hang that on a little bit longer. Or not, it just keeps bubbling up. Okay, I'm just gonna make this fast. I'm gonna get ready to cap it. Really fast. Boop. There we go. Wipe that
Only
down.
downside is it makes the spatula really hot.
Even a wooden one, I suppose, under steam. Right, third one down. Next one. I actually don't need this anymore.
Uh-oh.
Pour it.
It's boiling over.
So that did not work. Oh, it bubbled over the sides.
Yes, over.
So that was like a cheat.
But I can't take much water out of it because the noodles are really hot.
Do you like blueberry milk, blueberry water kefir?
I've never had it.
You want to take some with us?
Sure. I'm gonna go pull up YouTube and see where they are in service. Mine is trial.
All right, second batch. Now, I'm going to store them. Very difficult, very challenging. Off to the refrigerator they go. You do not have to add anything to them. And this, I'm going to put in the refrigerator, and it will be right ready to feed them when I return. We're amassing a pile of dishes. Way bigger than I thought it was. Tighten these good to trap in the carbonation. Actually, a little more even. The way the kids can just open them and drink. Who knows? Maybe this is even a better way of making it. And now the moment that we've all been waiting for. Well, the moment that every baker waits for is to see what the inside of the loaf looks like. Is it going to be fluffy? Is it going to be full of holes? Is it going to be dense? Is it going to be fully cooked? We took every precaution to make sure that it was going to be fluffy and have the traditional sourdough holes on the inside. So let's see what we've got. Well, so far so good. Oh, makes me happy to look at it. It also makes me hungry to look at it. So let's take a look at this. Okay, this is the center of the bread, and then this is a little bit further in. Look at that. That is beautiful. These are some of the end pieces. You will find that end pieces tend to be more holy just because they're around the edges, and the center will tend to have less holes in the sourdough bread. I am very happy. I'm very happy. And since I just happen to have this scrap piece that I messed up, I'm just gonna have to eat it. Mmm. 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 Crunchy, chewy on the outside. Mmm. Soft on the inside. Mmm. Mmm. Do you approve? Kid approved. I'm out of space. These bow knives are great if you do much bread making. Okay, next thing is we've got to bake this bread that we're going to take with us to eat for sandwich bread. I'm leaving all of the sourdough loaves to the family, and Havah and I are going to take this to get us through the week. Whoa! These have risen beautifully. And let's see what this one looks like. Oh, very nice. It rose so tall, this handle indented it a little bit. So if you don't know, the test to see if your bread is ready to bake or not is to push a finger in And if it bounces back, it needs to rise more. If it springs back slightly but not completely, it's ready to go. And if it stays in the entire indent, then you have overproofed it, and it's probably going to decrease in the oven instead of increase in volume. This one was half and half, so they're ready to go in the oven. We have preheated our oven to 450, and it still has the same setup that it had early this morning. I'm not gonna worry about the baking stones being in there. I'm just gonna put these right on top of it and go for it. I think, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and score the tops of these. They may or may not increase in volume because they are very tall. But I'm just gonna put a little scoring in the top, and we'll see if it gains me anything. I just use a serrated knife for that.
Yes.
All right, guys, clear the way. Havah, can you open the oven for me, please? All right, now let me get a little, you can close with me. You get
Look, listen.
a little bit of water to go in there.
Mom, listen.
That's satisfying. All right, back up again. Throw water in the bottom. That will help with oven spring. Now Havah is making homemade mac and cheese, a new recipe. That is gorgeous. Let me carry this over.
Enough mac and cheese for all this.
Well, you just have to drown it in the cheese sauce. She's just beginning to put the cheese sauce on this. Isn't that glorious? Yum. Okay.
I'm a little bit nervous because we're going to be gone for 5 days, and I think I've got everything lined up so that the household won't fall apart while I'm gone. But I'm a little bit nervous about that, and I'm a little bit nervous about my younger ones for me being gone that long. But we're looking forward to a wonderful time, Havah and I together. And when you have such a large family, it's really important to take time with each one individually and just enjoy them. So that's what we're doing, and more on that in the next episode.
So we're almost completely packed, ready to go. In just a few minutes, David will be coming back to give us a lift. And stay tuned for more Havah and Mom adventures.